Okay, everybody. Bonka 922. So, I have a few things to say about Stargaze, Trigun Stargaze. This was episode 11. I miss you. Okay. Well, let me make something very clear. If what we saw in this episode and the previous episodes and everything in between is in the manga, fine. However, if it isn't, then I have some concerns. I can honestly only give this episode an 8 out of 10. And the reason why, Knives looks ridiculous. I'm going to be very blunt about this. He looks absolutely freaking ridiculous. And listen, Orange, they do CGI. This is their spiel. But having him look like that in CGI, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it at all. I think this was total miscue. And compare to the original. Now, I know we don't want to do this, but I have to do this now. Compared to the original confrontation between Vash and Knives in the original anime on Adult Swim, it is clear the original's better. I'm saying that. I am saying that with 100% certainty. Because, listen, I don't mind they do this, and this if this is in the manga, and if this... But there's certain liberties that need to be placed. Now, thankfully, this is not the final episode. This is the second to final episode of Stargaze. But, still. So, long story short, Knives comes down. Oh, by the way, which to me is really stupid. Legato has a huge monologue with Vash and Knives and Knives, Sama, and all this other crap. Knives kills him. So, Vash is about to shoot Knives. Not shoot Knives. He's about to shoot Legato. You destroy the bullet, but you kill him anyway? At this point, I don't give a shit. Now, the fight that ensues is pretty awesome to an extent, but I just cannot get over the way they did Knives. He looks like he's made out of paper mache mixed with bones. It's not appeasing to me. Now, I know the whole bit, he's Knives and blah, blah, blah. But let's turn back time a bit. Let's take a look at Knives in the original anime for a second. In the original anime, he had the same gun as Vash. With the wings and everything. But we don't get to see that here. The other fight, Olivio and Wolf would try to shoot him down. Doesn't work. Eventually what happens is the worm comes up and swallows them. They eventually run into Zazie Beast. Then Millie and Meryl use their motorcycle to jump onto the ark. That's where they are. Knives transports Vash. Vash almost kind of tries to kill him. He uses a bullet, this special bullet that basically destroys matter that he created. I don't know what Knives says. He said, "Oh, how cute this bullet," and it exposed his heart. Oh, by the way, his heart has an eye. He gets transported into the ark, and then Knives assimilates with Vash. And basically now Vash is going to fight him from the inside. Livio and Wolfwood meet up with Zazie the Beast. She says she wants to help them because she doesn't want to die. Her bugs don't want to die, basically. And we go into Meryl and Millie run around trying to confront things, trying to do things. This girl, I think the blonde that I thought was Tesla, I think her name is Bernadette. She starts trying to kill them with nails. And eventually, she's in the room. They're in the room, basically, where Roberto got killed. And then Knives tries to awaken all the plants. And he fails. He fails. Like, instead of awakening them, they die. And then she thinks, and he passes her. And she starts crying, and Meryl comforts her, and then they confront the doctor. That's basically all that happens there. And he's alone, and he's miserable, Knives. And I'm watching this thinking, why the did Orange make him look like that? Now, we then go back to Vash, who's inside of Knives. We get a flashback of Rem, where Tesla, who's the girl who died, their sister, I believe, instead of saving her, they decided to, I don't know what they specifically said. Almost sounds like they were going to autopsy her, like cut her open or something. But her consciousness is inside of Knives. And Vash finds out that Rem didn't say anything, he just stood by and let this happen. And then we have Vash going through. He confronts Tessa, who's inside of Knives, and they merge. And then the last scene is, and Knives says, "I have you, Vash." And then he tries to he's going to destroy everything. He's going to kill everyone, all the humans. And then we have this grotesque scene where Vash and Tesla are inside Knives' body going like this, and then he's crying and the episode ends. As someone who's watched the original Trigun, that was shit. The emotional connection with Tesla and Vash, that was kind of heartwarming. That was kind of sad. I was crying a little bit. That was good. But the whole, what they were trying to do here, listen, if it's in the manga, fine. But even me, I have to say this. No. What's so wrong with Knives using a gun as a mega cannon weapon against Vash, who has the same ability? And oh, by the way, he's barely used that ability. He only used it once. So, and I know, listen, I know I'm taking a lot of context from the original series, but you know what? At the end of the day, this show's not. But then again, I digress. This is not the last episode. However, if the last episode does not impress me, I'm calling this booty cheeks. Yeah. And this has nothing to do with the animation. This has to do with the content. And sometimes, now listen, I could be wrong. I haven't read the whole manga. I haven't read Trigun Maximum. I haven't gone through it from tooth and comb and just read and gone through. But I'm just saying, comparing this to the original series and the emotional impact the original series had, there's a huge gap. Massive gap. Massive. So this gets an 8 out of 10. And I'm telling you right now, if next week's season finale does not impress me, I'm going to call it what it is. A failure. A failure. A complete and utter failure. But what do I know? I'm just stating this fact because to me it seems like there's a disconnect. Now, I know from a fact that this was supposed to be a more closely interpreted adaptation of the manga. Fine. But that does not mean you go ahead and you copy everything from the manga. What's so wrong with Vash and Knives fighting? With guns? With mega cannon weapons like they did in the original series? What's so wrong with that? Why did he have to... Listen. No. Hopefully next week, as I'm ending this video, Vash gets out of his body and he fights him one-on-one and kills him. Because, I'm sorry. So, comparing, there's a big gap, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think, you know, if you're going to say anything. But this show is, I don't know. Because the way I look at it is this. Orange shouldn't do animes. They shouldn't do. If, you know, they're going to do it like this. No, like I said, I don't know. Maybe somebody in the comment section could tell me, did this happen in the manga? Did this happen in the manga? That's what I need to know. This is Valkanai 22. I'll see you guys later. Like I said, I'm not thrilled with his design. I'm not thrilled with it. It's not, it fails in comparison to the original series. I'll see you guys later.